Have you ever wondered why you seem to grow stronger as the world expects you to weaken? Life often appears to be a grand symphony, each note played in perfect harmony, each movement leading to the next. This is divine orchestration, the masterful arrangement of life's events by a hand unseen. We are all part of this celestial concert, each with a unique role to play, a unique melody to contribute. And sometimes the most beautiful melodies emerge from what we perceive as discord. Consider the idea of aging. Society often views it as a sign of decline, an indication of weakness. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? What if, instead, aging is a process of growing stronger, of gaining wisdom, of understanding the world and ourselves at a deeper level? This is the concept of divine orchestration, the notion that every event, every moment of our lives is part of a grand plan, a plan that is often beyond our understanding. This divine orchestration is not a random act. It is a deliberate, purposeful process, a supernatural exchange from weakness to strength. As we age, we are not weakening. Instead, we are becoming stronger, more resilient, more capable. Our physical bodies may show signs of age, but our spirits, our souls, they are growing stronger, more powerful. This is the holy transfer occurring in our lives. It's a divine transaction, a trade-off of sorts. We give up our perceived weaknesses, and in return, we receive strength. We let go of our fears, our doubts, and in their place, we find faith, confidence, and courage. This is the beautiful paradox of divine orchestration. What appears to be a decline is actually an ascension, a rise towards something greater, something more profound. Aging is not a sign of our downfall. It's a testament to our growth, our evolution, our ascent. Aging backward is not a decline, but an ascension. God refines us for victory, not vanity. So, the next time you see a wrinkle, a grey hair, remember this. It's not a sign of weakness, but a badge of strength, a symbol of your journey, a testament to your divine orchestration. What if I told you that as you age, you are being reborn? This might sound paradoxical, but it's the essence of divine restoration. It's not about turning back the hands of time or regaining a lost youth, but rather, it's about a profound transformation that permeates every fibre of your being. Imagine a master artisan meticulously working on a sculpture. Every chisel stroke, every polish is a deliberate act of creation. The same applies to the divine restoration happening within you. It's as if a divine hand is at work, chiseling away at your old self, polishing your spirit, and revealing a masterpiece within. As this divine restoration unfolds, you might feel a subtle shift within your core. It's not something that can be put into words easily. It's a sense of joy and peace that goes beyond understanding. It's the kind of joy that's not contingent on circumstances, and a peace that remains unshaken, even in the face of life's storms. This is not a far-fetched concept. I've walked this path. I've felt the divine hand chiseling away at my old self, and I've experienced the joy and peace that follows. It was during a time when I felt worn out, drained, and almost defeated by life's relentless trials. But that's when the divine restoration began. You see, when you're in the potter's hands, it's not about how broken or worn out the clay is. It's about what the potter can make out of it. And believe me, the potter, our divine creator, can turn even the most worn-out clay into a masterpiece. This transformation won't happen overnight. It's a process, a divine process that requires patience and trust. And during this process, you might find yourself in a place of stillness, a place where the noise of the world fades away, and all that remains is you and the divine. This stillness, my friend, is not stagnation. It's a sacred space where divine restoration takes place. It's where every distraction and counterfeit attachment is burned away, leaving only what's genuine and eternal. So embrace this stillness, for it's here that you'll find the key to your transformation. Stillness is sacred activity. Refinement is underway as every distraction and counterfeit attachment is burned away. What if your past delays were not setbacks, but setups for multiplied blessings? Contemplate this, dear ones. The journey you're on is not one of mere restoration, but rather a grand resurrection, a divine renaissance of soul, spirit, and body. It's a time when the old is shed, making room for the new, fresh, and vibrant to rise. Picture a phoenix rising from the ashes, reborn, radiant and stronger than ever. That's you, dear hearts. Your transformation is akin to this mythical creature's rebirth. The ashes of your past mistakes, your past delays, they are not the end. Instead, they are the fertile soil from which your new life springs forth. Let me share a personal testimony. There was a time in my life when I felt stuck, as if I were wading through a mire of delays and disappointments. But as I began to surrender, to let go of my timeline, my expectations, I began to see the divine orchestration at play. The delays were not hindrances, but divine interventions, guiding me, refining me, preparing me for what was to come. Every delay, every setback, was a setup for a blessing that was so much greater than I could have ever imagined. The job I didn't get led me to a career that was more aligned with my purpose. The relationship that didn't work out prepared me for a love that was deeper, more fulfilling. The dream that seemed to die was reborn in a form that was more authentic, more reflective of who I truly was. The beauty of this divine journey is that it's not about going back to who we were, but about rising into who we are meant to be. It's about recognizing that our past delays, the things that seem to hold us back, are actually propelling us forward into a future that is brighter, richer, and more fulfilling than we could have ever dreamed. So remember, dear ones, your past delays are not mere setbacks. They are setups for a divine comeback. Embrace the journey, for it is leading you to a resurrection of spirit, a rebirth of purpose, and a life of multiplied blessings. Do you feel that everything in your life is falling into place, almost as if by a divine plan? This, my dear, is divine synchronization. It's a divine dance where every step, every move, every twirl is orchestrated by a higher power, aligning your life in perfect timing with your purpose. Imagine a grand orchestra where each instrument plays its part in harmony. Now imagine that orchestra is your life. Each instrument is an event, a person, a moment that has shaped you. They come together in a symphony, a divine synchronization, creating a beautiful melody that is your life's journey. I remember a time when I felt lost, disconnected, and out of tune with my life. It was a period of silence, a pause in the melody. But as I leaned into the silence, I realized it was not an absence of music, but a rest note, a divine pause, allowing me to breathe, to prepare for the next note. And when the music resumed, it was more beautiful, more harmonious than before. That was divine synchronization at work. And then there were times when the melody of my life seemed to be playing in a minor key, marked by hardship and loss. But even in those moments, divine synchronization was at work, tuning my life to a deeper, richer melody. Each hardship was a divine strum, each loss a divine chord, shaping me into the person I am today. Divine synchronization is not just about the grand, sweeping movements of life. It's also in the subtle, quiet moments. It's in the serendipitous encounters, the unexpected opportunities, the sudden insights that seem to come out of nowhere. These are not mere coincidences, but divine nudges, guiding you towards your purpose. So, when you feel that everything in your life is falling into place, remember that it's not by chance. It's a divine orchestration, a celestial symphony playing out the melody of your life. Trust the process. Embrace the journey. Doors open quietly. Divine synchronization aligns your life in perfect timing with your purpose. What if the pressure you feel is not a burden, but a birthplace of peace and abundance? Let's take a moment to muse about this divine reversal. Picture a world where strength replaces strain, where peace replaces pressure, and where abundance replaces anxiety. This reversal isn't just an idea, it is a reality that I and many others have personally experienced. It's a shift that happens when you least expect it, when you feel at your weakest, your most anxious. But then, suddenly, there's a shift, a divine intervention, a reversal. Imagine you've been carrying a heavy load, your shoulders hunched, your body aching from the strain. Then, out of nowhere, that load is lifted. You straighten, your shoulders relax, and strength courses through your veins. That, my dear friends, is the divine reversal. It's not about escaping the pressure, but transforming it into something positive, something powerful. Consider a time when you felt the crushing weight of pressure. It may have been a challenging project, a personal loss, or a seemingly insurmountable obstacle. You may have felt overwhelmed, defeated even. But then something happened. The pressure didn't disappear, but it changed. It became a force that propelled you forward, that gave you a newfound peace. You discovered that the pressure you were feeling was not the end, but the beginning of a divine peace that surpasses all understanding. And what about anxiety? We've all experienced it, that gnawing worry that keeps you awake at night, that constant fear of what tomorrow might bring. But then in the midst of the turmoil, there's a shift, an abundance that replaces the anxiety. It may come in the form of a new opportunity, a divine connection, or a sudden realization. It's an abundance that fills your life with hope, joy, and a sense of purpose. The divine reversal is complete. Strength replaces strain, peace replaces pressure, and abundance replaces anxiety. You are aging backwards, chosen one, and this wasn't in the prophecy. This is your divine reversal. Embrace it, because you are not just surviving, you are thriving. You are not just aging, you are aging backwards. And this divine reversal wasn't in the prophecy, it's in you.